My name is Freeman. I'm an addict. I like 800 too. And I drank a lot of it. You never get used to this. I'm extremely, extremely grateful for even being asked to come out here to Memphis to share my experience, my strength, and my hope with Memphis in the World Service Convention. I thank you.
That's right.
I'd like to thank the committee for electing me to come up here. And I'd like to thank the city of Memphis for all the history I have felt, read, and seen since I've been here since Wednesday. You know, I love history. And every time I'm asked to come outside of California, it's really a history lesson for me to instill in me, never give up the struggle. And my struggle is me not hitting the pipe today. I welcome all the new people that stood up under 30 days. If you don't know what this is about, it's all about you. All this here is really about you. So I hope you bask in a whole lot of hard work and dedication of a few among many who put in a whole lot of work to keep the doors of Cocaine Anonymous open.
Talk about it.
I'd like to thank all the old timers for being here for me when I got here. I'm not an old timer basher. I'm not one of them brothers that gonna sit up and tell you time don't mean nothing. I'm one of the ones that say if you get it and you lose it, then you understand that it does mean something. The most important date of my life is July 8th of 1993. That's my sobriety date. Frank Honeycutt told me if you don't claim a sobriety date, you don't have sobriety. And I don't say that to be arrogant or cocky for anybody to have a problem with this program. I said it, man, because that's a very special day for me. That is my resurrection day. That God dug into the pits of South Scandalous and picked up a wretch like me and dusted me off with scales on my eyes, a deaf man, a blind man, a man who could even talk. If it wasn't 'cause I'm not messing with you.
All right. Talk about it.
Now, I also gonna let you know I'm a recovering gangbanger. So we are a divert group of people. And I say that openly and boldly to let some of y'all out there know, man, you might see one of me. Don't be scared.
That's right.
We hurting. And sometimes a handshake or a hello just might break the barrier, man, to get them here with us among the living so they can understand what happy, joyous, and free is. So I want to share in a general way what I was like, what happened, and what I'm like today. I had to pay with my mama. I don't know about, bandit buildings, pushing no buggies, selling all my stuff up, robbing my kids. I don't buy my kids no Christmas gift and then go sell it for a hit. I haven't had the luxury to do none of that. But I have had the luxury to hit the pipe of my mother and rob of my father and then go back to the penitentiary. My life consisted of CDC. I loved CDC. Coming out to the streets was a vacation for me. Going back to CDC was my home. See, I can manage my life very well in the penitentiary. You give me a $20 account and it'll last me all month. You put me out here in the streets, I'm terrified. I got to do something to go back home. I wasn't raised to be no addict. I wasn't raised to be no alcoholic. And I'm the blackest in my family and of my cousins. I did not have the luxury to be told you black, you ugly, you long-haired, none of that. My grandmother shielded me from a lot of that. My grandmother loved me so much, man, till it was ridiculous. You know, I had a real big mama. You know, the one that Bertie Mac talk about. The one that stayed up in the kitchen, cooking up them stews, them homemade biscuits, and that bacon, and showing you how to make flapjacks. She called them flapjacks. They weren't pancakes back, they was flapjacks. And she would make homemade ice cream and homemade candy on the front porch. And she would make all of us, 17 in the same house, grandchildren, say their prayers before you eat. Before you go to sleep, you're going to pray. Before you go to sleep, all of us going to take a bath. And when we wake up in the morning, you're going to pray. My grandmother never made me go to church. She always used to say this, well, the bus will be here in the morning, baby. If you want to go, you can. I couldn't wait to go to church. All I ever wanted to do was be a professional football player and beat on the drums in church. That's it. I said, if I could do that, man, my life is complete. And I set out, man, to do that. I set out to be a professional football player, you know what I'm saying? But what I did here, you too short. You would never make the NFL. So my determination was real inspiring to prove you wrong. And all my life, I've been trying to prove y'all wrong. So I had to hit hard. I had to run fast. I had to throw a football longer and harder than you. I had to be at practice early. And I had to stay late. I had to be the captain of the team. I had to play offense and defense. I had to know how to throw a baseball. And I played soccer. You know what I mean? I had to do all those things good because I wanted to be somebody. I didn't want to be no crackhead. But one day, out of curiosity, and curiosity always kill a cat. On my DNA strand, God did not put on there crackhead, liar, thief, cheat, adulteress. He did not put on my chromosomes to be like that. I don't know where thievery come from. I just picked it up. I'm a rambler. I ramble through people's stuff. Stuff that don't belong to me. And I'll round up on a cup with some zigzags in it. And I seen my uncle and them out there on the front porch shooting dice, playing a 3-quart Molly and the Greedy Pete. You know what I'm saying? I seen, you know what I'm saying, the little Black Panther parties in the Cadillacs, or the California lean, the big old hat, the long shoes. I seen all that. And I always say, I don't want to be like that, but I'll take the money they got. But I don't want to do some of them things that they do. But when I found that cup, it was some bud up in there. That's what it was, some bud. I know what it was, some Colombian gold. And nobody showed me how to roll with marijuana. I instantly picked that up, quickly. And I was so happy that I grabbed out that cup and I ran to the nearest elementary school and I rolled with one of them sick joints. You know, fat in the middle and the end. And I had one of my grandmother e-cigarette. That cigarette was about that long. And I commenced to do what I wanted to do. And I got the effect produced by marijuana and that e-cigarette immediately. When I woke up, I was 27 years old. I had been in the penitentiary 5 times, 1 federal conviction. I have been a menace to society. I am certified like that, a menace to society, an ex-gangbanger. I have been smoking rocks with my mama, man, I don't know how many years. I have been a terror in my family. I don't know how to be a father. I don't know how to be a friend. I don't know none of that. And I'm learning that today, one day at a time. I didn't ask to come to Cocaine Anonymous. I ain't got enough sense to pick an anonymous program to come to. I don't have one of them intellectual conversations with God. Hey, check this out, dog. These rocks and this alcohol is getting a better part of me, and this is a good time to stop. No, that's not my story. I'm a drink and use to the bitter end, blotting out my tolerable situation as best I could, or I'm gonna accept some spiritual help. And they got to sneak up on a crafty wretch like me. See, spirituality just can't come up to me and say, "Hi, I'm honesty. Hi, I'm faith. Hi, I'm hope and courage." It can't get me like that, then. Yeah, whatever. What's your name? And if you saying honesty and not F-dog, man, you got a problem. See, God had to do something with me, man, immediately. And so I believe that God is in the body snatching business. And I also believe that God don't need your permission to work in your life. And I know God don't need no permission to love you. So if you knew right here where you are right now, how you feeling right now, you might be mangled. You might be in the ringer right now. I believe that's where God wants you at. That's where God does his most craftiest work, with the despised and the rejected. I don't believe God would have got me the way I'm at today if my mind wasn't closed like Paul, walking up that valley, doing what he do. He going to kill something. And that was my mission in life. And I heard something when I got out the federal penitentiary in 1993. You're going to die like this. I say, die like what? A gangbanger on 59 in Compton at this bookie joint in this liquor store, telling small lies, drinking 800 and smoking crack. And fear set on me like I ain't never felt fear like I felt that night. I had a 9mm with 2 clips. I had a big old bottle of Thunderbird. I had a 40 ounce. I used to lie and say I had some dope. I had a 5-0 double up. There was nickels then, because I had shaved the hell out of them. I was running back and forth to the alley taking small hits. And I was selling nickels for 20s. And you gonna buy it. My homeboy Boo Boo looked at me with all the desperate, when you sit up there, when you go to jail in my neighborhood, you come out OG. I went 5 times, so I was like 4 or 5 times OG. So my word had a lot of power. A lot of power. You get got. Just on a word. And you ain't did nothing to me. And I asked him, man, is this it? Is this all life had to offer? I don't talk like that. Is this it, man? This what we gonna do? I ain't been home 27 days. I'm hooked on cocaine. Because I told this girl, if you don't stop having sex with that man in my presence, this was my girlfriend, I'm going to hit this pipe. I had some 18-inch arms. I was swole. I looked at good, Gloria. I was 30 in the waist and cute in the face. I had a fresh bald head. I had this 2X sweatshirt on. I had some pink drawers on, a pink t-shirt, some pink socks that the government let me out in. And some insulated boots that hold heat. And my feet was on fire. And Boo Boo said, "What you want, dog? What?" And God showed me my life as I ascended out of my body and set me on top of the liquor store. And I looked down over the crowd. He said, "This is how you gonna die." And I remember telling him, "I don't want to die like this. This happened in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I didn't want to die like that. But I didn't know what to do. Thank God that God worked with babies, crazies, and fools. Thank God he's the best of Noahs and the best of planners. Thank God, man, that he don't need me in his business anymore. Though I like to get in it, but he don't need me in it anymore. With that experience, I walked to the nearest light pole, took my last hit. And my last hit was a piss rock. Meaning it fell in the piss, the urine, the feces. And my hawk eye spotted it. Like I always spot my rocks. Or anything that look like rocks. I swooped it up. I put it on the pipe. I hit piss rock and all. And I chased it with the 40 ounce and I killed the Thunderbird. And I smoked up all the rest of the rocks. And I found myself in an abandoned car in South Central Los Angeles. By this time, my mother's standing in Long Beach. They still hitting the pipe. They still drinking. And God did for me what I could never ever do for myself.
Come on now.
He took me from Los Angeles and put me in Long Beach. My mother said, Boo, because she called me Boo. Way before y'all started calling me Boo. She called me Boo in the height of my game banging activity. At the park, hey, Boo! I'm like, come on, mama. Calling me Boo. Don't call me Boo. In front of all these killers. She said, baby, the government been here. I said, I know that. She said, what you gonna do? I said, I don't know. If you knew, you gotta be fresh out of ideas. Fresh out of plans, schemes, and designs on how you gonna run your life. That's in the big book.
Talk about it.
Gotta be out of them. You gotta be at absolute zero. You got to be, my sponsor call it triple darkness, physical, mental, and spiritual. You got to be emotionally a midget.
Come on now.
And go through some cosmetic surgery to grow up.
Come on now.
You got to go into a whole lot of spiritual pregnancies and spiritual cocoons around here just to start growing up. She said, what you gonna do? I said, I don't know. And bless her spirit. I love my mama today. And I love my daddy today. And I love my biological father today. And I ain't seen him in like 20 years. We really ain't had no real father and son relationship like about 27 years, but I love him dearly. You know, I love my stepfather today. You know, I love him to death because they put up with so much stuff up out of me. You know, and now I remember eating my favorite meal, a tuna and a top Roman. And it hit me so hard in my stomach, just laid me out. And I woke up and I put on the finest clothes I could find to go see my P.O. And my P.O. looked at me and he cleared out his office. He said, you come here. And that man told me the same thing Casula Marshall told me. Casula Marshall was the first black female federal judge down in Los Angeles. She said, baby, you ain't a bad person. You just need to make better decisions. She said, I could tell by this letter you wrote me. Because you know all convicts gonna write a letter. Please, don't give me all this time. Please, in the name of Jesus. I turned my life over to Christ. I'm saved and I'm baptized. He said, man owed me a favor. And what I want you to do is go down there and take this interview for this treatment center. And that's why I told you, I didn't ask to come here. Never asked to come here. Would have never came here. I wouldn't care how bad it got. God got to do something with me immediately. If not, man, I'm your rebellious child in Cocaine Anonymous. I'm your hard-headed kid in Cocaine Anonymous. I'm your brother, man, will fight for Cocaine Anonymous.
That's right.
Do not mess with my fellowship. Let us do our thing. Let us continue to keep growing like NA have grown. AA has grown. Let our Putin reserves start being as big as theirs. So we don't have to struggle to put on world service convictions. We ain't got to worry about no registrations. Then we had our money in the bank. And trust me as I say this, if I ever get any money,
Come on now.
you're going to get half of my estate for what y'all have done for me. I have never been around a group of people that loved me unconditionally when I was sagging my pants and my rabbits hanging out of my pocket, and they said, baby, just keep coming back. Just keep coming back. And I went into that treatment center, man, with all the arrogance that I can muster. What I'm going in here for. The only thing in my head said, uh-oh, you ain't going to jail. You can sell dope in the treatment center. They smoke rocks anyway. That's what my head said. Yeah, okay, that sounds like a pretty good idea. And that man told me to pack all my belongings. And when I got it, the only belongings I had, man, was still packed up from federal penitentiary. I didn't even unpack that stuff. And there was 3 boxes of cosmetics. I wasn't leaving them brothers nothing this time. I wasn't giving you nothing. And I went into that treatment center, man, shaking. And I was scared. They talked about me on page 151 in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. There's one that's shaking and scared. The 4 hideous horsemen is on him. Terror, bewilderment, frustration. The little boy who's whistling in the dark to keep up his spirits. Could there be a substantial substitute? And they say it's a fellowship of Cocaine Anonymous laying at your feet. And if you want it, you got to pick it up.
Come on now.
And you got to carry your own bed. Man, I went to about 15 damn meetings a day. They woke me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't go to sleep till 10:15. I said, how can an anger management group help me? What? A feeling? What is a feeling? You know what I mean? What? A man's group. Relapse prevention. You say, I know the key to relapse prevention now. I got relapse prevention 101. Mastered. Don't pick it up. And I ran across 2 beautiful women in my earlier state of sobriety. One is Phyllis. And I was to hide from that woman because I knew she was coming to pick me up for a meeting. Come on, let's go. And I got about 9 months and she would tell me, you get to the meeting, I get you home. You know, and in that process, man, I had heard you talk about something of an allergy of the body. Obsession of the mind and a spiritual malady. I had heard something about some powerlessness and some unmanageability. You know what I'm saying? I had heard some things that you need to turn your will and life over to the care of God. I had heard some things about an inventory and you got to go back and make some amends. You got to look at your defects and your shortcomings and you got to pray and meditate. I said, oh, what an order. Why are you going to do all them things? That's just too many things to be doing in the course of a day. You know what I mean? Y'all making too big of a deal of this thing. And I got a sponsor. And I got a sponsor for all the wrong reasons. A sponsor is not a person who's going to ride your ass around. A sponsor is not somebody who's going to give you money. A sponsor is not somebody going to put you in their home because you're homeless. I don't know what I'm letting in my home. They taught me around him, man, you got to be careful messing with a practicing addict. Because they were scandalous on the street. Now that they want to be sober, they still scandalous, Freeman. I was scandalous when I got here. I passed committee around to a couple of women in CA and let them hold the guilt. And I knew I had it, Vandal. I didn't know no better. They didn't tell me a whole lot of things around here. That first sponsor did what he could do with me. And I was finna beat him up. I got in a relationship. And I found myself playing Mr. Belvedere to another man's kids. She had an affair on me. And she was gone for about 3 days with all the money. and all the food stamps. She came back, water around her mouth like Al Joseph, and her feet going left to right like deer hoofs, and her eyes look like golf balls. She had been cheating on me with Mr. Cocaine. And I had called her every name in the book. And y'all told me you need to get out that relationship, but I couldn't. I was in love. I'm going to save her. One night we went to lay down and I wanted to do something. And I looked at her 3 quick times. And what I seen was The Exorcist. Because before the woman got taken over by the devil, she was giving warning signs, and her face would show her face, then it would show the devil's face, then it would show her face, then it would show the devil's face. I jumped clear up out the bed. I grabbed all my little belongings, put it in the bag, and I'll start walking up Coronado. And I'm headed to my mama's house. Now, I ain't worked down step yet. And I still couldn't stand that woman, Pearlie Mae. I did not like my mama when I got her. I hated her. I couldn't stand the ground she walked on. And I'm headed to her house. I had vowed I would never go to that woman's house again. And I found myself pushing my buggy up on her little car and hollering, Medea! And she had the Al Green going on. And they were drinking gin. And she looked down and she said, baby, what's wrong? And with everything came to me, I said, I need somewhere to go. She said, what happened? I said, I had to leave. You know. My life began then. She said, there's 2 rules I'll have for you. That you come in the house at 11 o'clock. Anything outside that, you're a trespasser. And you don't stop going to them A&A meetings. I sponsored myself for about 6 months. Suggest that nobody sponsor themselves. The person that sponsors themselves got us food for a sponsor. I went to a marathon, and I heard a young man share, Brother Alton. He had 11 years there. He was speaking on the 11th step. I didn't know nothing about 11th step. And they had announced him. And he walked down the aisle like a man with confidence.
Come on now.
The ex-problem smoker who was on facts about himself.
Come on now, sir. Come on now.
That can generally win the entire confidence of another person in a matter of hours. He ever had the same difficulties. He was a man with an answer. He had no axes to grind, no people to please, no lectures to endure. And with those, I was able to pick up my bed and walk. I was sick there. He said, brother, I seen you always been coming around here. And this other brother hit me up on the wrist, that's your sponsor. So I don't have a good sense to pick a right sponsor. When the teacher is ready, the student will appear.
That's right. Bring it on.
And that man said it'll be an honor for me to work with you. Unlike I heard call me every day. That man said, what you gonna call me for every day? I don't want to hear that stuff. I got my own problems. You might call me one day and I ask you got 5 on it. That's what that man told me. He said, but what you can do is come to this book study. And you come faithfully. Every Sunday. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Pump your brakes. I said, what time? He said, 8. I said, hold up, man. I got to come way from Long Beach now. I got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to eat my oatmeal and my banana. He said, now, if they was having a rock party, and the first 10 in line smoke all the rocks free all night long, what number would you be? I said, number 3, because I'm going to jump on number 2 and 1. And I went to that bookstore and I was late. And he stopped his bookstore. He said, it's very disrespectful for you to come here late. And I got to stop everybody who's been here early. Disciplined.
That's right. That's right.
to catch you up. I ain't never been late to a book study since, or a meeting of cocaine anonymous, or a service commitment yet. The only thing I got is my word. I try to make my word go to anybody that come in contact with me. I don't have nothing else but my word. I wish sometimes the newcomer can experience with the love I felt when I got here. It's not enough hugs around here, man. It's not enough handshakes. Not enough meetings after meeting. They showed me how to eat around here. They showed me how to bowl around here. They showed me how to wash my clothes properly around here. They showed me how to take a shower properly around here. I had to be re-educated, man, in everything, man, that I thought I knew. And when that man outlined that book, he told me to go to the first page of the book, and I opened it up to where it says, 1,000 men and women have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. He said, you damn fool. That is not the first page of the book. He said the first page of the book is blank, and that's exactly what you know, little man, about this process. Nothing. So I would advise you to shut up, sit down, and listen, like only the dying can. Scared me to death. I couldn't do the... I got a question. And for the first time I heard what I needed to hear about the nature of my disease that I'm suffering from. Why is it when I don't want to smoke with my mom, I always smoke? They say you might have an allergy. This to the new people. You might have an allergy. He said, brother, I can't reach deep down in you for you to see that. That is a journey that you and God must take. Just to come to the conclusion if you have an allergy. But if you want some evidence to understand that when you take a hit, can you stop? He said if you can't, it may sound this phenomenon of craving, an unexplainable phenomenon that you cannot really understand. You just want another hit. Whether the pipe is cool or the pipe is hot. Whether your fingertips are burnt up and you got tic-tac-toes in your forehead from looking out the window, whether your knees is raw, whether your tongue done swole up from putting all the white specks in your mouth, whether you feeling the incomprehensible demoralization and the firm resolution of faulty emotional appeals, you might have this allergy. There is no known human cure for this allergy, but there is treatment for the phenomenon of craving. You don't put it in. You go to meetings. You put yourself around sober people. I can't go to my neighborhood on a constant basis. Holler about, look what God's done for me. But I'm not going to talk about God around no killers. Today I do. He said that's the first part. He said, but there's 3 parts. He said the mental aspect. And I only so when I hear obsession, I hear obsess. I hear obsess. You know, and I hear obsess, I say he's the exorcist. The movie terrified me for 30 years. For about 25 years, that movie terrified me. My mother done had me go look at that movie. It terrified me. An unwanted feeling, an ideal, and emotion that comes out of nowhere that harasses you, that preoccupies all your time and energy to take one hit. And I always went out to that idea that this time I'll do it different. This time I'm just going to do a dub. This time I'm just going to sell it. This time I'll do it for my son and my mom and them. He said, brother, and if that be the case, you need the 12-step process. He said the third component is the spiritual malady that you suffer from. These sick emotions caused by this sick spirit. I don't believe in spiritually dead people. I believe our spirit is sick. It's sick that it needs intensive care. It needed tender loving care to be nursed back to health. So when I got here, that's how I was. I was so badly mangled, man, as a young man. And I'm still a young man. As I sit here at this convention this week, I am in a spiritual cocoon. moving from adolescent into manhood, looking at things in my life in the last almost 12 years being here. I ain't stopped crying since I've been here. It ain't because I'm real, real grateful. You know? It ain't because I'm grateful. Not because I'm grateful. Because, man, I caused a lot of harm. There's some people's life that's close to me now. They don't want nothing to do with my black ass no more. And my heart broke. And I bring it on myself. And I'm here with you today to let you know it ain't always peaches and cream for Freeman today. And I look at my life, and I don't want to live like that no more. So they placed me in Vandal's care. And Vandal started telling me some things that he had to do. And I told God, as I prayed today, if you help me this time, I would never in my life disrespect my mate again. If you carry me through, you let me walk through this one, I'll be a better man. With my kids, my neighbors, my friends, all that. And that's what y'all taught me to do, man. Y'all taught me to grow up. Y'all told me, man, always keep the finger on you. Never point the finger at nobody else.
That's right.
Because basically all my problems is basically my own making. That I set the ball rolling. And it sets on trains of circumstances that sometimes I just don't understand. And I think because you can flash money, buy diamonds, and all that things, it's not enough. And I'm really just saying that, man, for the brothers, man. You got a mate, man, you got a woman, you love her, love her.
That's right.
All right now.
Love her.
Hey!
If you the female, the woman, you got a minute, you love him. I knew nothing about that. Prior to getting here, on the plane, I'm understanding all that. And if it wasn't for Brother Alton giving me the title page, I wouldn't have had tools to work with. And them are all my tools, and I go back to basics.
Yeah, come on.
I go back to basics one more time in the process of recovery. And I feel like Paul, blind, but though I see. Because I hear y'all voice, and it gives me hope in this dark tunnel. And I know that I come out on the other side. I'm so grateful, man, for Cocaine Anonymous. And you know one reason why I really love CA? Because my mama loved y'all. My mother loved CA so much, it's pitiful. My mother, man, be on a bus down in Long Beach, and you could talk about recovery. The first thing, you know my son Freeman? That's my boy. I did that. You know what I mean? And I get a joy out of her joy.
Come on now.
I was afforded to do a lot of things here in CA, but I could never repay CA for what they've done for me. I'll be working for CA, man, for the rest of my life. Not because I want to, not because I have to, but God told me to. That you need to be of maximum service to the newcomers, to your community and the people about you. You need to never forget the people that saved your life. You should never forgive. So if you're new, man, I'm going to tell you this here. The coldest journey in my life is 24 hours. And I truly believe, man, the will of God won't hold you where the grace of God can't keep you. If grace can't keep you, happy, joyous, and free, don't worry about the will of God. It ain't going to do too much for you. But grace have carried me so much through. Grace have done so much for me, man. In the time of need, in the time of error, in the time of growing up, in this spiritual pregnancy. And I want to abort it. I know how to make me feel good right now. I know how to make my heart harden again right now. But I don't want to be like that no more. So I'll walk with my head up and my shoulders square with the pyramid in my back with hope, faith, and courage, knowing that better days is coming. If you knew, you need to get you a home group. You need to get around a group of people that's going to teach you, show you what this program is really about. Not just the crumbs of the fellowship, but the whole cake. People taught me how to walk. People taught me how to talk. People taught me how to treat people. But they didn't teach me about emotional development. That teaching only came through God for allowing me to walk. And you know the cool thing about it? I ain't even thought about getting high. I ain't even thought about getting drunk. I ain't even thought about, man, gathering hatred or anger or bitterness or maliceness. I ain't even thought about going to get all my toys back. None of that. Because my son need them.
That's right.
I got a 2-year-old that have taught me more in 11 years than y'all probably can even imagine. He taught me what perfect love was. He taught me, man, what unconditional love is. He taught me, man, he don't care if I'm sick, that he need all my attention. And when I seen that, God said, baby, that's just what I want from you. I want all your attention from this day forward. I want all your energy from this day forward. I got somewhere for you to go. And I got something for you to do. If it ain't just going back to the meetings, being a chip person, so be it. If it ain't just going back, you know what I'm saying, picking up chairs, so be it. I don't have to be at the bottom of the pyramid no more as a delegate to feel whole or feel like somebody and say, hey, I'm somebody. The moment I say it, I have a desire to stop. And if you knew, the moment you say it, you have a desire to stop, we love you. We love you. I can say this today, man, I don't have a resentment right now towards no one. Right now. I don't have a resentment. What I do, man, I have a whole lot of love in my heart, man, for Cocaine Anonymous. There's not a person in this room right now I do not love. And I don't need to like you. Don't even care about liking you. Liking you will mess up my love for you. I love you because you love the rest like me at a time I needed to be loved. So how come I can't just give that love right back? At 5 years sober, I was ready to blow my brains out. Because I don't think about getting high, I think about killing myself. The quickest way I can get it, and coke, smoking dope ain't gonna do it. It's gonna let me suffer. I just wanna die. And I got all the things, man, that a young black man ever dreamed of. His own business, brand new cars, big pretty diamonds, had a fine woman and a wife. And I was living a double life, and it was killing me. And I couldn't hear you no more. And I turned my back on the people of Cocaine Anonymous. And I said, I don't need you, I got God now. The very people that got me on the path to God, I turned my backs on you. I said, you ain't got money like I got in the city of Long Beach. What? I got money in my pocket, I can buy what I want. I got a brand new car, I got my own business. What? I am the man. Blinded with pride and guilt and ego. And I couldn't stand it no more. And I was walking with a 9mm in the fellowship. And it wasn't for to hurt nobody, it was to kill myself. I knew any day was going to be that day. Thank God for commitments, man. I had took $5,000, took out on the 5 freeway. And I had a commitment, man, to turn some money in for Cocaine Anonymous. I'm almost in Bakersfield. And it hit me in the intelligent part of my mind. You need to go turn that money in. And I jumped off the freeway and would have turned that money in. I went home and I was fatigued and I was tired. And I walked up out my house. I locked myself out the house. I left my car keys, the gun, and everything. I just walked. And I found myself in a bike gully down there in Long Beach. I'm just walking, and I'm crying, and I'm walking. I just want to die. I'm just feeling so bad. I'm living this life, man, and I can't uphold it no more. And I sat down, tired, and a seagull walked up to me. He said, "What's up?" I said, "What's up?" He said, "What's going on?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm hurting, man. I want to kill myself." Just as clear as one of y'all talk to me. He said, "You know what happened?" I said, "No." He said, "You know what your purpose is?" I said, "No." He said, "You don't know?" I said, "No." And he let me sit there a little bit. He said, "Your purpose is to fit yourself to be a maximum service to God and the newcomers and the people about you." With that, I stood up and made a rededication to CA, that I would never again turn my back on the people that guided me to the light. I thank y'all for guiding me to the light. I thank y'all for messing my life up. I thank y'all for making me such a soft young man. I thank y'all for making me say thank you. No thank you. I thank you for being able to let me express myself with you and not have the inferiority complexes I used to have. I thank you for showing me, man, that I don't have to be this prideful man to get my point across, but I can be a humble servant of God and do be just as effective. I thank you, man, for everything, man, that y'all gave me. You don't know what y'all done for me. And I didn't even want to be here. I wouldn't even came here. And y'all done some things for me, man, that my mama, man, is real happy. Real happy. I was afforded, man, to come to a couple of states and speak. And that's a real blessing for people to even ask you to come to their home. You know what I'm saying? People, let you come in their home. And they go to work. And I don't sit there saying, "A dope fiend like me." I said, "Thank you, God, for straightening me up, sobering me up, and fixing me up, that people, man, can trust me." And the 12 steps I truly believe, man, is to get you in contact with a power much greater than yourself that will solve all your problems, provided you clean house and you trust in God. I believe in a lot of prayer and meditation. And I was sitting here in closing, feeling sorry for myself, feeling bad, doing inventories, looking at what I've done wrong in my life, been admitting it to her, telling her it's okay. And I was in a book study, and a young lady said, "My counselor told me I need a plan for my life." Because I had been on a boycott for God, with God, for about a month. I was protesting and rebelling. "I'm not messing with you. I'm not going to that World Service Convention. I'm not doing nothing for you no more. Look what you done to me," and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Just, I was on one. And the young lady said, "Well," I said, "You know what? Well, the book talk about stuff like that. And it says upon awakening, you plan your day." And my head just went off like skyrockets. And I haven't been doing that in the morning. I actually got to divorce me from self-pity, guilt, and anger. I wasn't doing that. And I was able to get on that plane and said, "Okay, I know I need to start it again." But imagine if people wasn't around here that was strapped with facts about themselves and have not taught me the tools of Cocaine Anonymous and how to use these steps in my life on a day-to-day basis where I've been. So I don't worry about, hitting men. I go to jail for the rest of my life. And I'm not scared to do that. But today, an hour in jail terrifies me. So what I've been doing lately, man, is just letting God do what he got to do. And if you knew, man, you might not understand the God concept now, but you will. You might take it in bad taste when people get to talking about how they get their conception with God. The book says don't. Please don't. Because you block yourself from friendship. Because eventually you're going to be doing the same thing too. You're going to be saying how good God is. You might be like the Wizard of Oz on a yellow brick road. You might run into a cowardly lion that have no courage, a scarecrow that have no brain. You might run into a tin man that have no heart, and a young lady that's lost with a little mutt named Toto. You might be on that yellow brick road of life, and you might run into all kind of flying monkeys and wicked witches of the West and nice witches of the South. You might be headed to the wizard, like the nice witch tell you. Get all the way to the wizard and find the wizard has been a fake, phony, and fraud, like I did when I got introduced to the program of recovery. That the God that I was serving been a God of ego of mine all my life. And that same God said, look, man, you already had a heart. You already had a brain. You already had courage. And you're no longer lost. If you click your heels 3 times, you'll go back home. And I've been back at home for almost 12 years. So I'm Humpty Dumpty who sat on the wall, and Humpty Dumpty had the great fall, and all the king horsemen, all the king men couldn't put Humpty back together again. But I came to CA. Prostitutes, players, hustlers, gangsters had the magic glue to put me back together again. I'm not a prejudiced young man. I'm not a prejudiced young man. My sponsor taught me, you need to look at your prejudices, sis. Your taught learned behaviors among your peers. Because the book taught me that we're all children of a loving God. And in that family, there's no color. We might have disagreement. We might have different ideologies and different ideas. But our common goal is the welfare of Cocaine Anonymous. And if we could put all our differences to a side, I truly believe before I die, I would see a perfect CA in unity, in love, in courage, and in hope. And that's my hope, that I'm going to create a fellowship that I crave, that's consistent of love one for another. Be each other's teacher and be each other's keeper. And when I tell a brother I'm your keeper, that's exactly what I mean. That I would keep everything about you. I ain't trying to do no hanky-panky, no monkey stuff. I'm going to treat your kid like I treat mine. I will whoop your kid like I whoop mine. They get all line, I'll spare not the rod. So you might not want me to watch them. There's a lot of people I could come up here and thank, and you know who you are.
That's right.
But the ones who don't know, I love you the most for giving me a hug, and you didn't even know what you was doing for me. I went to memorabilia, and the memorabilia lady gave me this little bitty card. And she didn't even know what she gave. She said, baby, open it up. And I opened it up. And it told me to relinquish my past life for something that's new. And I almost fainted. And I went to dinner that night, man. And Valerie was sitting there talking. And I'm saying, man, everything they talking about is about me. Thank God, man, that he allowed me to hear. Thank God he allowed me to see. Thank God he allowed me to allow people to teach me like y'all been teaching me for so long. And that's all I ever wanted. I don't cry no more for my mother not coming home. I have to always cry for my mother. I just wanted my mama home. And the day I know what my mama had. You know, the trip think about this and I'll be quiet. My mother went to one CA meeting. She said, I'm not an addict. And I smoked a lot of dope rocks with her. Plenty of them. From the pipe to the antenna to the cardboard globe. My father went to 3 AA meetings. I robbed and drank alcohol with him on my baptism. Me and him got drunk, and I had a pump shotgun on him. He had a .357 on me. I'm going to kill you. He went to 3B. He say, I'm not an alcoholic. They are not in that class of that distinct entity. There's powers over the first drink. But their life, my father's life, is full of God. My mama's life is full of God. And I want to sit up here and say, and I know it might be egotistical, and one in the family is blessed, the whole family will get blessed. But it's some work that you got to do. Now that I've recovered, I got to go back to my home and recover my home for the records that I've caused right now. And you know what? I can't wait to get back to Long Beach and do it. Not to prove nothing to her, not to prove nothing, just to show God, man, I'm a willing servant. Amen. That if you with me, who can be against me? Right. As long as I got y'all, CA, I'm all right, man. Right. So I'm going to be just like the little buffalo cub as the herd is running from danger. I'm right in the middle of y'all. So don't worry about it. When y'all start running, just pick me up. I'm going to keep on rolling with you. And when the danger is over, y'all going to stop and rest. I'm going to sit there and start playing it because I'm happy, joyous, and free. Because God has set me free again. I love you. Thank y'all, man, for having me out here in Memphis.
This has been recorded by HP Audio Productions. To obtain further copies, please contact us at www.hpaudiopro.com.